Welcome to the Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva, and today we're at the NCAA conference in Nashville, Tennessee, and we're going to get into some college athletics. And my guest today is Lance von Vogt. He is the VP of Athletics for Jessup University, and welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Yeah, so usually I start my guests where they went to college. So where'd you go to school?
University of South Florida in Tampa, Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
Fantastic. So let's just go back in time before we get into what you're actually doing. Back in high school, when did you start thinking about going to college? Was it freshman year of high school, senior year? When did it all begin for you?
No, I probably think that it was probably even younger than that, probably somewhere, towards middle school, junior high. And it was more just from watching college athletics and the pageantry in it. I found the competitive spirit, which was always really something that resonated with me, that I knew that I didn't want to give it up after high school. And I knew that college athletics would be a way to propel me forward and get me to college. And it seemed like it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, was Southern Florida the only school that recruited you? Did you play a sport?
Yeah, I did. So, I went to St. John's River Community College out of high school. I had received recruitment at a number of different levels, but I didn't really understand, what the levels all meant. Like, I didn't understand what a D2 school was versus NAIA versus D3 versus D1. It wasn't as available. The internet wasn't even out yet. So understand that's the age and the era that I came from. Computers were still new. But so the information wasn't as readily available. And so I only knew the schools that I saw on TV. So, if I got a letter from Florida State or University of South Florida, that went to the top of the list. If I got a letter from Weber or Eckerd College, I didn't even know if I needed to open it, right? Yeah, who are these guys? And, then I went to a junior college because I didn't get an offer from, my dream schools. And then after that, went to University of South Florida. But that kind of put me on my journey of athletics, coaching, athletic administration, and kind of led to my life's work.
So now, University of South Florida, what's it like? What sport did you play there?
Yeah. Well, I went down there and, through a series of injuries, I never even stepped on the floor at University of South Florida.
Wow.
Blew my knee out, when I was leaving junior college, and went down there and rehabbed for 14 months, two reconstructions, and right when I was getting ready to come back, a player fell into my knee and blew it out again.
Wow.
So it was one of those deals where my identity was so wrapped up in athletics. Every time that I was injured, I kind of lost, who I was as an individual a little bit. But these different coaching opportunities came up with a rec league or with an AAU team, and so I would coach just to fill the time while I was doing my rehab. Wow. And that was what opened the door into coaching for me.
So now you graduate from school. How does one go from graduating to Jessup University as the VP of Athletics?
Well, first thing I went into professional sports, which was right place, right time, and it was a cool job. The director of merchandising for the Tampa Bay Rays and their inaugural season at Tropicana Field back in 1998. And then moved over into the director of merchandising for the Tampa Bay Bucks. And that was when their first year in Raymond James Stadium, which was also in 1998. Then I decided that I didn't want to be on the business side of sports yet, so I took a graduate assistant at Georgia Tech and started my coaching career and got a chance to work with Paul Hewitt, and then led to a job as an assistant coach with Lefty Driesell, who just recently passed away and is a member of the Naismith Hall of Fame.
Sure.
And then from that, coaching was my track, and then landed at Jessup University after in 2013, and I'd been a head basketball coach. I'd had some at some of the smaller colleges also administrative roles such as like an assistant AD or revenue generation, advancement, things of those nature. And so I had a pretty wide, varied skill set, and I had my master's degree from Georgia State University in sports administration,
Yeah.
college and professional track.
Wow.
So, you put all that together, and I landed at Jessup, small private Christian university that really wanted to put their stamp on athletics. I went down there just to be the basketball coach, and a year after that, the AD left.
Wow.
Performed a national search, and we didn't get the right person. And so then they asked me if I wanted to step into the role, and that was, I think, about 10 or 11 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So now, tell us about Jessup. Tell us about the atmosphere. What's it like?
So, small private Christian university, started off as a Bible college, 50 years in San Jose as San Jose Bible, and then 15 years as San Jose Christian on a postage stamp, campus in San Jose. They knew that if it wanted to be successful long term, had to grow.
Yeah.
And God was closing down every door that they tried to knock down as far as another property in the Bay Area.
Wow.
So they started looking more inland, and so we moved into the Sacramento region, which is the capital region of California,
Yeah.
and found this unbelievable property that we now call home in Rockland, California.
Wow.
And so we've been a university since 2004, started the growth phase in 2009. So we're a teenager, but we're still growing. Our enrollment is growing. We've been doing really well post-COVID. Just acquired a campus up in Portland that used to be Multnomah University.
Wow.
That's operating as our as a graduate school, also a seminary, and then also our headquarters for our Jessup Global for international and online studies.
Wow.
So it's a lot of really good things. We really want to make sure that we stay Christ-centered, biblically based, and we also want to make sure that we're serving our students and preparing them to be transformed while they're with us. They can go out there in whatever industry that they choose
Sure.
and make an impact in the world.
So now, sports-wise, how many sports do you have there? How many students play sports?
Yeah, so we have about 400 students that are playing sports, so 400 student athletes across 17 varsity sports.
Wow.
And it represents about 35 to 38% of our traditional undergraduate population. We have about 2,000 total when you start counting graduate school and online and so forth.
Wow, fantastic. So now, as a student athlete that comes to the school, what type of student athlete is coming to the school? Do they have to be an A student? Do they have to be a Christian? Do they have to be a great athlete? What are the things that they look for?
Yeah, absolutely. Character really counts with who we are. You don't have to have a relationship with God or profess Christian. You don't have to sign a faith statement to come to school saying you have an established faith, but you have to be open to learning about it, because it is integrated into our classwork and it is integrated into the daily life, such as we have chapels that are required to be attended. Everybody leaves with a Bible minor, so you're going to get 6 courses that are Bible related, whether it be New Testament, Old Testament, Christian worldview, what that might be. So you're going to get that strong foundation if you come to Jessup. So you have to be open to that to come, but we don't have a requirement that says that you have to be a Christian when you walk through that door. As far as the academic profile, I would say that we're not Harvard, and we're not trying to be Harvard, but we have what I would call a extremely high level education, but we're going to meet you where you're at. And so we're probably like Costco. You're going to get really good value, you're going to get really good quality, and you're going to get it at a really good price. So we're a little bit more of a Costco.
And athletic wise?
Oh, athletics. Let me talk about that.
Yeah.
So athletics, the type of student athletes that we're looking for is those that have a high competitive spirit. They want to learn how to become leaders. They want to be about putting in all the good things that are going to lead them to being a great person when they leave. Like, college can be one of those spaces when you're off on your own and you get there and you can either pick up good habits or bad habits that are going to stay with you once you leave college and once you graduate, hopefully graduate, right? Yeah. At Jessup, we're intentional about, our kind of one of our mottos is we care more, because that's not a resource that we can get out-resourced in. Like, USC, UCLA, they can't out-resource us in how we care. Now, they got more money than us, right, but the way that we integrate and we lean in to our students and our student athletes, we can do that. So we're looking for athletes that really want to find out what the best version of themselves are and come to a place that's going to help them get where they want to be.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, finances. College is expensive these days, and parents and students are always looking at the finance part of it. Is there anything that Jessup does that helps financially? Is there merit money? Is there financial aid? That kind of stuff?
Absolutely. So we have both, and we're stackable. So that means that you get an athletic scholarship if the coach is recruiting you and they believe that that you're going to help the team. Coach can recruit you and offer you athletic money. Your merit, what you did academically in high school or in junior college, matters, and that's going to be valued. And there's going to be merit money that goes along with that. There's also other scholarships, church partner scholarship. There's minority grants and scholarships. Wow. But yeah, we have a full array of stackable scholarships to make it super affordable for somebody who wants to come. And I think that overall the value, people are surprised. You just have to go through the process to find out what you qualify for.
So now, as the VP of athletics, are you looking at one of your jobs as financing, fundraising, things of that sort for all the sports?
Certainly, yeah. A big part of my job is us creating those resources from donors and partners. The other area that we have is we just moved from NAIA to NCAA Division II. We moved into the Pac West Conference, and I think that with our move to the NCAA, what we've seen is there's been a lot more excitement and more willing partners and more willing donors, and so we've been able to do that. We launched our fundraising platform in 2015 after I took over in the AD role in 2014. That was one of the first things we did. We got to raise money if we want to, gain traction and become highly competitive in all areas of athletics. And for a small college like ourselves, like this year, we're on track to raise over $1 million internally just in athletics.
Wow!
And then, for a small private Christian university, it's a pretty big deal to be able to do that. So we have unbelievable partners, unbelievable people that understand our vision and where we want to go, and they're supporting it.
Now, what division are you in, and what type of schools? Name some of the schools that are in the division.
Yeah. So NCAA Division II, and we're in the Pac West Conference. Our conference has, Concordia University, Biola University, up in Fresno Pacific University, the 3 Hawaii schools, which is always great for our student athletes get to travel to Hawaii.
Sure.
But Hawaii Pacific, Hawaii Hilo, and Chaminade are in our conference. We have Point Loma, who's obviously a well-known school. The Bay Area schools like Dominican University and Academy of Art are also in our conference. So 14 schools total.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, we're coming to the end of our show, and usually I ask my guests, what advice do you want to give to the parents and the students that are watching this? What advice do you want to give them?
I think that the college is about fit, and you need to do your homework, and you really need to be able to do, before you start looking at the college, you need to be able to do a self-inventory. Hey, what environment do you learn best in? What do you want to get out of your college experience? How far away do you really want to go from home? And start really honing in on who you are and what you want college to deliver to you. Once you do that, then you can start looking at the colleges that meet what you're looking for. Number 2 is you need to really highly value the relationship that you're going to have with the coach, and you need to do an on-campus visit so that you can meet the players that are already in the program. You need to be able to touch it and feel it, because culture is something they can tell you. They can tell you about it, but it's not what's written on the wall. It's what you feel and experience when you're walking the halls. Okay, and what we want is we want people to come on campus and feel and understand and talk and say, hey, that's something I know that I want to be a part of. Don't put yourself into a toxic situation. It's like anything else. You got good doctors, you got average doctors and bad doctors. You got good mechanics, average mechanics, and bad mechanics, right?
Yeah.
Same thing with athletic departments, same thing with universities, and same thing with coaches. You want to go somewhere where you know you're going to get a value, and it's not always the cheapest option. Like, you don't go in a car lot and look for the $5 car that's going to break down. You go in a car lot and you buy a car that you're going to enjoy the ride, and it's going to get you where you want to go.
Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you very much for coming on the show. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So you've been watching The Secrets of College Planning. I'm your host, Anthony Uva. Until next time.